Fallout 4 is a vast and diverse game and is what I believe is one of the most fun games of this year. Of course, every great game does have its downfalls, but the pros do outweigh the cons. There's still that lovely Bethesda jank, and bugs, which are the bane of most RPG players. Having to reload to a previous save because a quest giver bugged out or a quest item isn't there, but I haven't had it completely glitch out where it wouldn't let me progress further into the game, unlike Skyrim, and the invincible Alduin glitch, but the loading times on console are almost unbearable, but I digress. Now another problem I have with this game is, if you've already played it, you know you can build up your sanctuary and set up supply routes to your other bases of operation. Don't get me wrong, this is a fun meta to the game, if you can figure the damn thing out. Now to my point, the sanctuary tutorial is a mess of fetch quests that don't tell you a damn thing about what you have to do. I've spent about 5 hours in my base, and I still have no fucking clue what I'm supposed to be doing. My third gripe with this game is probably the weak main quest line. The quests are still fun, and I'm still quite into the story of it as a whole. I'm about halfway through it, I'd assume. It just seems too generic. I won't go into too much detail, but you have to find your son who's been kidnapped, and where's your son, who kidnapped him, what's going on. But that's enough of the cons. I'll get you to the pros. First of all, the graphics are great. It's no Uncharted, but the graphics still look good and the game sounds great. There are some minor frame rate drops and random pop-in textures, but all in all, the game still looks awesome. The atmosphere is also amazing, almost as good as The Last of Us. When you first walk into a super duper mart and are surrounded by ghouls, and you have two options, either plow through or get the hell out of there. Fast travel might be nice, but you miss out on so much of the expertly crafted world. You will find places that you wonder what it was like 200 years prior, and what only just happened minutes or days before you got to that location. And the score is absolutely amazing. The way that they can play that unsettling music at times where places, people, and creatures of the wasteland are supposed to freak you out. And the best part of the graphics? No green fucking tinge that haunted Fallout 3. Now speaking of Fallout 3, the gunplay was terrible in that game. You had to heavily rely on the VAT system to hit an enemy. Thankfully, in this game, you can play through the whole thing without pressing the L1 button. The gunplay is tight and on par with most modern first-person shooters, such as Borderlands and Call of Duty. You actually hit where you were aiming. It feels smooth and convenient to aim down your sights and hit the guy. Melee combat is just like Skyrim, where L2 blocks R2 hits, heavy weapons are slower, light weapons are faster. Fallout 4 is literally several times better than its predecessor alone in terms of gameplay. But most people aren't happy with the Mass Effect-esque dialogue system. Sure, it's not perfect, but now your character has a voice, and the more your character speaks, at least to me, makes the game that much more enjoyable. It's not nearly as functional as the old system, but it's a lot more efficient. Usually the junk in Bethesda games is absolutely useless, and just takes up weight like plates, fans, vases, toys, but now you feel the need to collect this stuff, because it is actually useful now. With the shit that you can collect, it can be used to create items in your settlement, to modify your weapons and armor. Once you get the ball moving in your settlement, you won't be able to stop. You'll want your settlers to have food and water, set up provisioners to all your bases, because then you'll have access to all of your items that you've previously placed in storage. The system has a few kinks, but if you play on PC, there will probably be mods to fix all the broken spots with the Sanctuary. All in all, Fallout 4 is one of the best games of 2015. So should you play this game? Yes, you should. It has everything that a great game should have. It has tight controls and an excellent atmosphere, and also a killer soundtrack.